Okay, students. So in this particular part of the video, what I'm going to do in this part of the video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach you what is raw data, ungrouped data, and group data. See, these type of data like 50, 200, 30, 1,000, 100. So this is like the pocket money of 5 students. So like someone has pocket money as 50, someone has 200, someone has 30. So these type of data is called as raw data. Now the next part is ungrouped data. What do you mean by ungrouped data? Let's say we took a test of 5 marks in a class, and then that time we checked like 0 scored by one person, one scored by 2 people, two scored by 8 people, three scored by 9 people, and four scored by two, and the five is scored by 4 people. Then this type of data is called as ungrouped data. Why this is called as ungrouped data? Because if you'll see, the marks are like, not grouped over here. They are just individual marks. Are you getting it? And now what would be the last part of the data, or what is the last type of the data is called as group data. Now what is group data? Obviously यहाँ पर class interval होती है, so the data has been grouped, say like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and in that case there would be the frequencies like 0 to 10 scored by 5 people, 10 to 20 marks scored by 20 people, 20 to 30 scored by 15 people, 30 to 40 scored by 15 people. So this way the data has been divided in 3 types of the data: raw data, ungrouped data, and group data. I hope everyone have understood. That's nice. You can pause the video and can write it on this everything in your book. Hurry up, guys. Okay, so in this part of the video, we're going to learn, student, how to draw pie chart of this following data. Say the data is given, like say name of the object is given something as cycle, scooter, car, bus, and train. And then the speed is in generally measured. Let's say 10 kilometer per hour, 40 kilometer per hour, 60 kilometer per hour, 50 kilometers per hour of bus, and then train speed is in 80 kilometer per hour or something like that. So just write down this data, pause the video over here, and then we'll see that how to draw the pie chart of this particular data in a while. So pause it. I hope you've finished writing here till here, and now it's time to start with the sum. Okay, so let's say this is like, let's say an object. So these are like a name of object. So, and this is speed in kilometer per hour, and this is calculation of, let's say, an angle. Okay, so what is this first object over here is, let's say, cycle. So we know the cycle speed is given as 10. Okay, and then we'll just copy paste this all: scooter, car, bus, train over here. Okay, it's scooter is say 40, then there was car, bus, train. So then they will write it on car, bus, and train. And now, will student, what was the car speed? 60, bus was 50, and the trains was 80. That was given in the data in your sum, isn't it? What was given over here, I just copy pasted over here in vertically. Now we have to calculate the calculation of central angle. Now how to calculate this central angle? Calculation of central angle, I'll just show you. Okay, one moment, just sec, one moment. How to calculate the central angle, students? I'll just show you. So you all can start writing along with me if you've finished making the table till here. Okay, now what is this calculation of angle? Look at this. So before making the calculation of this angle, we must understand what is the sum of all these objects. So 10 plus 40, 50, 110 plus 50, 160 plus 80, it will become. So what is the total? So the total is 240. Now, please understand, student, when we are calculating, it is out of what? So this is 10 out of 240, isn't it? So out of 360 is how much? So that's the basic calculation we need to understand, and then you'll get the central angle. So you can simply do this. Whatever is this divided by total into 360 will give you the central angle. You understood, student? I'll repeat. Whatever is this number of, let's say the cycle speed is 10 kilometer per hour. That is out of 240 kilometer per hour, isn't it? And then you can do that 10 upon 240 into 360. If we'll do that, then you're going to get the actual central angle. Now let's say 12 threes and 12 twos, and then you can do just that 30 divided by 2, it will become 15 degree. So if we'll draw the 15 degree as a central angle, then you're going to get the cycle portion. I'll just show you that slowly, gradually how to do that. But before that, we'll do this basic calculation. 40 upon 240 into 360. Then we can do that 60 upon 240 into 360. Then this will become 50 upon 240 into 360. And then you can do this 80 upon 240 into 360, isn't it? And the calculation will remain same always. This is 2s and this is 3s. And then this 2 will get cancelled with this 40, and then 40 into 3 will become 120, isn't it? 120. 1 second. 120. Okay, now this will become again 2s, and then this will be 3s, and then this will become 25. 25 3s is 75 degree. I hope you all are understanding what I'm doing. This is 3s and this is 2s, and then this 33s are 90 degrees. And this will be again 3s and 2s, and then 20 into 3, it will become 60 degrees. I hope you have understood till here how I got this central angle. And now you can pause this video in case if you have not finished till here, and copy paste this table. Okay. I hope you finished till here making this central angle. And now it's time, students, to go ahead and to draw the pie chart. And now, students, what we're going to do, we're going to just draw a circle. Whenever we have to draw a pie chart means it will be a graph which is which will be showed out of a circle. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to draw a circle with radius 5 centimeter. Once we'll draw a circle with radius 5 centimeter, we'll draw first radius something like this way. Okay, we'll name it. Okay, let's say OA. Let's draw this O, and this would be named as A. Are you getting it? Okay, one moment. This would be named as A. Okay, now from here, if we'll draw 15 degrees, so if we'll take a protractor over here, and if we'll just draw over here 15 degrees, you're going to get something as, okay, if we'll draw 15-degree angle, like, okay, you'll have to use protractor, students. You can't do like me, like with me. Even if you're doing like this, it will be you'll have to draw actually protractor over here. And if we'll draw 15-degree angle, just see if you've got exactly 15 degree or not by using protractor. I guess 15 would be something this much only. Okay. Okay, so once you'll get that 15 degrees, you would going to get that cycle portion, or else you can write it down over here, theta as 15 degrees, and you can write it down over here, cycle. I hope you understood this. 15 and cycle you finished. Now from here, you will consider OB as base. You'll consider now OB as base. Once again, you'll draw once again, you'll take a protractor from here. You'll draw 60-degree angle. What you'll draw? A 60-degree angle. Say you'll keep these as a baseline with 0. And from here, if we'll draw, this would be something as 60-degree line. So how to draw 60-degree line? Say somewhere like this, you can say, isn't it? So this would be 60 degree. You can just check that out. This would be 90, and this would be somewhere 60 degrees. Okay, once you'll draw 60 degrees, you can write down over here theta as 60 degrees, and that object is scooter. I hope you are understanding. And then from here, you can take 90 degrees. Let's say we'll make OC as a baseline, and from here, we're going to draw 90-degree angles. Okay, now how to draw 90-degree angle? You fix it up, your protractor baseline is this, and from here, if you'll draw a perpendicular, or else if you'll draw 90 degree, exactly something like this, it'll going to look like this. Okay, and then we can name it. We can name it as OD. You can say OD. And then you can write it down over here, theta is 90 degrees, and then that will be nothing but car. And then you can take again protractor and you can draw 75 degree. Now how to draw 75? Again you'll have to take your protractor, you'll have to fix it up your baseline over here, and from 75 somewhere, something like that, it's gonna look like this. Okay, and you can, or else you can draw these as a baseline and you can draw 120 degree exactly like this, and then you're going to get train. So over here we'll write theta as 75 degree, and over here you're going to write it down that is as burst portion, and here you can write down theta as 120 degree, and that is of train. Are you getting it? So this graph, what we can see over here, that is called as pie chart. You can pause the video over here and draw quickly and name it all these things like this: OA, OB, OC, OD, OE. Then theta is equal to 15, theta is equal to 60, theta is 90, theta is 75, theta is 120, and then that cycle, scooter, car, bus, train, and all that things. And then you're going to grab that 5 marks of your examinations very easily. This is very simple question. So I hope you understood everything. And if you have understood it, say show thumbs up, do like this particular video and keep watching it. I'm going to do one more sum after this, and that would be how to do the reverse calculation. So suppose the pie chart is given, how to get these, individual objects frequency. That we're going to do in a while. So first of all, you can pause the video over here, students, and do these all activities quickly in your book. Hurry up. Okay, now students, say suppose the reverse question we've just now seen, like, how to draw the pie chart. Now, in case if the pie chart is given to you all, and if you have to do this, answer the question based on this pie chart, how to do that, we're going to see that type of question in this part of the video. Okay, so in the adjoining diagram shows a pie chart with central angles for the number of players playing 4 games A, B, C, D. If each player takes part in only one game, and then there are 480 players in all. There are 480 players in all. We have to find how many players play the game D. So suppose game D is this. Now how are we going to do that? How many players play this game D? So it's simple, students. Look at this. So game D is like played by say 75 degree people. Now what will be the logic behind that, or how we're going to do these questions? So we're going to write it down the number of players. Okay, we're solving first part of the question, so write down 1, number of players play the game D. How are we going to do that? See, it's very simple, students. That is 75 degree. This is 75 degree out of 360 degrees, isn't it? Out of 360 degree. And now how many total number of this players are there? That they are 480. So we'll just multiply that by 480. You understood that? 75 out of 360. So out of 480, how much? And that's the basic calculation, student. Look at this. It's very, very simple. 12 threes, 12 fours, and now you can do that just simple. 23 25 is 75, 25 into 4, 100 players. Isn't it very, very simple? And 1 mark is in pocket. Just put the box and then you're done. Isn't it very simple? If you have liked this, hit thumbs up button. Thank you. If you have not liked it, just write in the comment why you did not like it or what you did not understood, and I'll help you. It's as simple as that. Isn't it nice? Chalo, we'll move to the question number 2. Okay, what is this question number 2? How many players do not play game B? So first of all, we'll calculate the number of people who play this game B, and then we'll minus it from 480, and that's it. Isn't it simple? Wow, that's simple. I hope you can do that. Okay, so we'll do that sub part number 2. Let's see if you do first or I do first. Okay, please keep your pen and book in front of you and start doing it quickly. Number of people or number of players play game B. Play game B. First of all, I'll calculate the number of players who are playing game B, and then we'll subtract it from 180. Isn't it simple? So first of all, we'll calculate that 144 out of 360 into 480. That's it. 12 threes are 12 fours are, and then in 3 fours are 12 and 8s are 24. So 48 fours are, it will gonna come 192. 192. And now one हम लोग क्या करेंगे? Now we have to calculate number of players not playing game B, not playing game B, not playing game B would be 480 minus 192, and then that will going to become something as 288. Isn't it simple? I hope you've understood this and you like this, and if you like this, hit once again that like button. That's nice. Thank you. Thank you. Now let's see the next part of the question. Okay, the next part of the question says what is the ratio of players playing game A to the game uh, to the players playing game C. So A is to C, where to calculate A is to C. So this is 36 and this is 105. So how am I going to do that? So first of all, we're going to calculate the number of players playing game say A, and then we're going to say number of players playing game C, and then we can just divide that. Or else there is one alternate method also, like 36 upon 105 bhi karenge to bhi we're going to get the same ratio. So I'm doing that second method because that is like very short and simple. No need to calculate actually number of players who are playing game A and game C. You can calculate directly like this. Required ratio is central angle for A divided by central angle of C. Central angle of A divided by central angle of C. So that would be 36 divided by 105. And then that can be simplified as, 12 is to 35. Like 3 12s are and 3 35s are. That's it. So that's the ratio. I hope you understood that. And some people may do some alternate method. And what is that alternate method? They may calculate the number of players who are playing game A and the number of players who are playing game C, and then they can get the answer. I hope you all are getting it. Isn't it very simple sum? Yes, it's really simple sum. Okay, now what is the third part of the sum, students? What is it? I mean, okay, we've finished that. Now what is the fourth sub part of the sum? And the fourth subpart is what percentage of the player are playing game B? What percentage is? Okay, we've already calculated the number of players who are playing game B. That is 192. So that is 192 out of 480 into 100. Simple. We have to calculate percentages. So recently we've learned the chapter percentages, isn't it? So what percentages? Or else you can say just percentages of people or players playing game B would be, say, 192 out of 480 into 100. Isn't it very simple? Because that is they are playing game. Okay, one let me just say, let me just check. Okay, B game is played by 192, isn't it? What percentage of the player are playing game B? Okay, so that is 192 players are playing. 192 players are playing game B. So what we're going to do? 192 upon 480, because 192 is the number of players which are playing game B. There are total number of 480. So if we'll do 190 out of 480, then on 100 how much? That way the calculation will become, isn't it? So I guess the answer will going to come, you can say 40 percentages, I guess. Look at this. So This is Forza, and the answer will come 40 percentages. Or there is one another method also, alternate method you can do, like, that is 144 out of 360. There are 144 degree out of 360. So into 100 karenge, still you will get the same answer. You understood, student? I hope you learned this entire sum perfectly. And in case if you have doubts or difficulties, students, you can pause this video and you can copy paste this entire question quickly in your book. And still, in case if you have doubts or difficulties, put it in the comment box. Thank you. I'll shortly give you the answer of all your doubts. Okay. So do like, share, and subscribe our channel.